So good day everyone. So for this video, we will be having tutorial on word processing software, which we will be working with pictures, shapes, word art, drop cap, header and footer, numbering, smart art, hyperlink, equations and symbols, and cover cover page. Okay. So our first task is to create a document with header and footer. So to do that, you need to open your um, word processing software. So in this case, we use Word and create a new document. Okay, so this one. Our first topic is on header and footer. So header, no, is the top margin of each page, and a footer is a bottom margin of each page. So headers and footers are useful for including materials that you want to appear on every page of a document, such as your name, the title of the document, or page numbers. This tutorial explains how to insert headers and footers, how to have a different header on the first page, and how to create different headers in different sections. So to insert header, no, you go to Insert tab, okay, and you click Header. So you can choose from a variety of templates that we have, okay. So you can choose a variety of templates for header. So let's try, for example, this one, okay. So um, you will now be directed to our header section. So it's on top margin, okay, of the document. So you can notice too, no, that there's already a new tab that has been created. So we have already here our header and footer tab, okay, that allows us to what do you call this, two things that's related to header and footers, okay. So you can now start typing with the things that you'd like to be included in your header. So this is a template. So you can follow this template, or you can create a new. So for example, I'll write here Michael Angelo Gura. So section BSI course is BSIT. Section um, France. Okay. So when you want to check these headers and footers, now you can just close header and footer, okay. And then since this is a repetitive, you can see this header and footer in each of the pages of the document, no? So let's try to create another page. So you can see it automatically adds your header, okay. So that is for header. So let's try to again, um, for easy access, you can to go to the tab where header and footer where it is. So you can just double click the top margin or the bottom margin to directly go to the header and footer. Okay, so let's double click. So we are now again directed to our um, header. So you can have here several options, no, where you can have different header for first page, okay, a different for odd and even pages, okay. So let's try to click different first page. So as you can see, there's no longer header here, but you have still header here. So if you try to type here, for example, this is the first page. So you have a different header for the first page. So that's basically different first page, all right? So let's delete this. So how about different odd and even pages? So I have odd and even pages, okay? So there's a different header or a footer in even and in odd pages. So this is just the simplest way to insert header and footer. All right. So you can change this. You can actually delete this. Okay. And you can insert anything that you'd like to have here. You can insert picture as a part of the header or a logo you can insert. For example, if you want to insert a logo, so let's try to insert um, picture this device, and let's try to get, for example, where can we see pictures. Let me just download the IPSU logo. Okay, so let's try to just download this one. Save image as state. So we put that in desktop. So let's get back to our desktop logo. Okay, so we can now insert. So we can also change. Okay, we can resize. Okay, and we change the behavior of the picture. So we go to the wrap text. So we have here, for example, through where. Okay, so we can adjust. So you can actually read whether what type of you can see here how it behaves, our picture behaves in our document. Okay, we have here inline text, we have square, tight, through, top or bottom. Okay, top and bottom for the image. Okay, so we have here there the logo. Okay, you can also include Ifugao State University. Okay, so we now have our header. Okay, what about footer? So we can double click the footer, the bottom margin to so that we can enter the footer. Okay, so we are now in the footer. For example, we want to have or we want to include their page numbers. Okay, so we just go there page number, and then since we are in the bottom of the pages, okay, we can select what type of page number do we have. I'm sorry. So we have here, for example, this one. Okay, so we now have footer. We can actually insert here. This is example. This is the footer. Okay, so whatever you type or place in the footer will be seen in each of the document footer. All right. So that is just the simplest way to include um, headers and footers. Okay, you can change the size. Okay, you just have to highlight. You can change the font. Okay, you can go to home. Okay, change font. For example, we have here Courier New. Okay, we want to make it bold. We want to italicize it. We want to put it in the center. Okay, so we can do that. All right. So that is for header and footer. Okay, we can align this to the center, to the left, or to the right. Okay, margin. Yeah. So we can do that. So that is for header and footer. How about if we want to insert um picture or a shape, okay, or a text box, so we can do that. So we already have an example on how to insert picture kanina in our header, but we will still do it. So we just go to insert, okay, picture. So you can search online, okay, if you have internet connectivity, and you can have this device. For example, you want to have it in online pictures. We want to search for example airplane. So you just click here, insert, and it will download. And there you go. We already have here our image or picture. Okay. You again have, or we will have again another tab which is included in our ribbon, which is the picture format. So we can change here um, the what do you call this? The style of the picture. So we can have here, for example, we have these quick styles. We can make this like this. Okay, simple frame or white. We can have this one, beveled oval black. We have reflected rounded rectangle. So we have that. So you can also have, we can also include theme color where we can create outlines. So for example, we want to have an outline of this one. Okay. So we can also change the color of the outline into, for example, green. All right. Or we can also change the picture effects. It can be, you can include shadow, reflection, glow, okay, soft edges, bevel, and so with 3D rotation. So you can you call this explore on that. Okay, and we have so presets. For example, this one preset. Okay, so we now have this picture. We can also change the wrapping or how our picture behaves in our document, whether it can be in line with text, behind text, or through text, or um, in front of text. So we have that. Okay. So for example, we have square. Okay. So let's try to resize this and see if we are going to type here. No, it does not affect the um, the behavior or the placement of the picture. So it's because the text wrapping of our um, image is square. Okay, so let's try to type. See, all right. So that is for square, and that's for text wrapping. Okay, all right. We can also include shapes. Okay, so to insert shape, we can insert again. We can have shapes. You can choose from among the shapes that is present in these options. So you can include this one. Okay, this now we now have a shape, and again there's another tab included in the ribbon, which it says here shape format tab. Okay, which we can manipulate the properties of the shape that we um, inserted. Okay, we also have here wrap text. Okay, same with the picture. We also have here the styles of the shapes that we have. Okay, so you can change the styles. All right. You can also change. If you change your mind and you want to change the shape, you can um, edit the shape, change shape. Okay. For example, we want to have here um, a diamond. So we now have a diamond shape. So we can also include text in this shape. No, you can just right click and then add text, and then you can now insert or type the text that you want. So for example, this is diamond shape. Okay, we now include the text. So you can also change the font face, the font size of the text. You can just highlight the text inside the shape and then click home and then change the font face or the font. We want to make it Arial narrow. We want to make it bold, size 18. Yeah. So we can do that. So what else are the things that can be explored in the shape? Okay. Can also have the same property again with um, the picture. You can include border or an outline for your shape. Not the shape to make it green. All right. So that is how to include shapes. What else? Sticky note. So, we want to also include, for example, a word art. So if we want to insert a word art, we again go to Insert tab, click Insert tab, and then we want to have Smart Art, okay, word art, I should say. So we can select from this options that we have. So this is, for example, we choose white, fill white, outline blue, accent color 1, glow blue, accent color 1. So, so living in the IT era. So we now have this what do you call this word art. So there's also again shape format where it allows us to change um, the style of our word art. Okay, so we can change if you want to have a glow, this one, change the color, theme color, background. Yeah, we have here also the outline to make it green. Want to make it uh, 6 point so that it's visible. All right, so we have it already. So we now inserted a word art. Okay, next we want to include we want to use a drop cup. So drop cup, if you can see in the tabloids, no, the first paragraph or the first letter of what do you call this, a certain paragraph, it occupies several lines in that specific paragraph. So that is a drop cup. Okay, so let me copy for example, text in the internet, poem about love. Okay, we have to have the text. Okay, okay. For example, this text na lang. Let's copy this and put it in our document. So we paste it. Okay. So we now have this one. Okay. So if we want to make the first letter, no, to occupy lines there, so we can use a drop cap. Okay. Okay. So we insert a drop cap. A drop cap. So we need to highlight. Now, for example, this one, we want to have this. Okay. Drop. Okay. Or we have drop cap options. Okay. So we have a drop or a margin. Okay. So we have a drop. We use drop. Okay. And we can look into how many lines our drop cap will do or will have. Okay, for example, we want to have it 4 lines. Okay, we can also change the distance from the text in inches. Okay, so we can increase it by 0.2, and we have here body. uh, let's not change that. Okay, and we click OK. So you can see already that our we already have a drop cap. Okay, so it occupies again 4 lines. Okay, so that is just the simplest what do you call this steps in including drop cap. So next, we want to include a text box. Okay, so we can insert text box. We have here. You can have built-in text box, or we can draw text box. All right. I want to use built-in. So we use, for example, this banded code. Okay. So let's have this. Okay. All right. So we already have um, a text box inserted in our document. So we can delete this and we can include other text. This is a text box. Okay. So here's an example of a text box. So you can also change how it behaves or the position of our text box. So you can um, place it on top left of the square. We also have here at the bottom center of the square text wrapping. So we have there. Okay. So we can do that. We can change the text inside. Or can change the color. Okay. Want to make it green. All right. So we now have a green text box. So that is that is how to insert text box. Next, mm, we want to insert, for example, what they call this, equations. So again, we want to go to insert, and then we click symbols, and then we choose equation. So there are actually built-in equations already. Okay, and we can create a new equation. For example, mm, we have options here like fraction. We want to include fraction. Okay, we have x, y. Also have here insert a radical. So we choose radicals. For example, this one. Okay, we can change this into, for example, 3. Okay, and we place here to um, 27. Okay, so we can also again insert an integral like this one. Okay. So we have just to fill in the box. I don't know what formula is this. So this is a custom made formula. So yeah, you can look into this symbols as well as these predefined structures of um, what they call this formula. You can also have here this one. Okay, this is summation of a number of x. For example, we have there summation. So say okay. So this is now our defined formula. Okay, so you can just go over all of these areas or structures as well as symbols to explore on inserting formula. For okay, instead of you taking pictures, okay, you can create this formula. Okay, there are already predefined structures, so you just have to look into um, these givens. Okay, we also have here functions. Okay, we also have here matrix. So that is how easy it is to insert or create formula. All right, what's next? We want to, for example, again, also create a smart art. So what is a smart art? So this is a graphical representation, maybe of a process, okay, or on a structure, organizational structure. So we want to create smart art. So we have to insert again smart art. So we can choose in this different types of smart art. So we can have list, okay, we have process, cycle, hierarchy, relations, matrix, pyramids, pictures, etc. So for example, we want to have a cycle, okay, and we want to have this cycle. For example, the cycle of development of a program. Okay, so we have that. So we can insert, for example, plan. Okay, analyze. So this, for example, research analyze. Um, After analyzing, you create. After you create, test. After you test, implement. Okay, so we now have a cycle. Okay, we can change the theme colors. Okay, can have this one. You can also change the style. Okay, so have this. Okay, it just shows what applicable to it. So we have this one. Okay, so that is how we insert smart art. Okay, there's a variety of templates or designs for our smart arts. Okay, change also the format. So change the shape field, for example, blue. Yeah, okay. So we now have this smart art. Next, um, how do we insert hyperlink? So hyperlink is uh, when you click a certain portion or the hyperlink, it will go or put you into certain place of your document or outside your document. So for example, click me and we want to make this a hyperlink. Links. So we can insert link. Okay. So you can either have existing file or web page. Where do we want to link? So we can also link it to the document kung saan natin siya gusto within our document, or we can click to create new document, or want to link it to an email address when click. So for example, we want to just place it in this document. So we click top of the document. So when we click me, it will direct us to it will direct us to the top of the document. For example, okay. When we click control click, okay, it will direct us to the top of the document. So we are now on top of the document. Okay, that is how hyperlink works. So if you want to change, example, want to change and want to edit the hyperlink, okay, we can link it to the existing file. For example, we want to have okay, we want to click when we click this, it will open research basics. So okay, so again, let's try to click. Okay, it asks you if this location may be unsafe. Okay, hyperlink. So like we click yes, and it automatically opens the link. Okay, where we link that specific text. So it's not only text that we can create an hyperlink, but we can also use it into the images that we have. For example, this image. Okay, we can create a link and then insert again link, and then this document, so we want to have it in the bookmark. uh, Create a new document, so name picture, have it. Okay, so we now have it. Okay, so when we click, okay, we now have picture point docs. All right, so that is how to create a hyperlink. What else that we need to tackle? Okay, the last one is a cover page. So by the word itself, cover page, so it's the cover of a certain page or of a certain document. Okay, so we want to insert a cover page. So insert pages. Okay, we want cover page. So we have here examples. We have Austin, Banded, Facet. Okay, we have here Filigree, Grid. Okay, we have a lot of templates. Okay, we have here Wisp. Okay, so let's have, for example, this one. Want to make it, the document title is, for example, living in the IT. Okay. So we now have a cover page, okay, created by Michael. So we have here a company name, so Ifugao State University, and the company address is Nayon Islamic. We now have this cover page. So as expected, since this is the cover page, no, it is placed on the first page of the document. Okay, but we can place it to a certain. We want to just cut it out and then want to place it. For example, this one. We now have the cover, the bottom. Okay, just have to copy. I cut and paste. Okay, so we'll get back to the original. All right. Okay, so we now have this cover page. Okay, all right. Okay, we now have this cover page. Okay, that is now the topic for this video. Should you have anything more to ask, no, just feel free to um, ask it. Tell it to me so that we can make a tutorial of that specific concern. Okay, thank you and goodbye.